Welcome, everyone. So you'll need 2 blocks and a bolster for your practice today. And you can sit up on some height. So you can sit up on a block or a cushion if you've got one. And just make yourself comfortable. Close your eyes. Let your hips settle down into whatever it is you're seated on. And feel a nice tall spine, reaching up through the crown of your head as you root down through the sit bones. Guide your attention to your inner space and begin to focus on your breathing. And just allow the breath to be whatever it wants to be. Letting go of any control over the breath. And just breathing naturally in and out through your nose. And notice the quality of your breathing. The depth of your breath. Where it's located in your body and how it moves your body. And feel your body begin to relax. So softening the muscles, keeping the integrity of your skeletal structure. So keeping a nice upright spine, but softening the muscles around the bones. Let your jaw be slack. And just take a moment and tune in to how your body is feeling in this moment, noticing any sensations. Throughout your body and continuing to observe sensations throughout your practice. And add a little more attention to your breath and feel your low belly inflating as you inhale and deflating as you exhale. And keep going, expanding and contracting, rising and falling with every cycle of breath. Coming to your center and becoming the silent witness of your body, your breath, and your mind. And bring to mind what it might feel like to be bathed in pure consciousness, pure awareness. And see if you can make this a tangible feeling around you, inside of you. Feeling a universal love, bathing your whole being. In and around you. Begin to deepen your breath. And as you inhale, breathe in love. And as you exhale, breathe out love. Breathe in and breathe out. And know that you can access this pure consciousness, this universal love at all times. Breathing it in and breathing it out. Letting your body settle into the space that you're in, settle onto the earth, and feel yourself settled in your body. Take a big breath in through the nose. Open the mouth and release it with a sigh. Inhale. Let it all go. And last time. And release. Gently blink your eyes open. And let's just roll the shoulders up towards the ears. Squeeze the shoulder blades together and then release the shoulders down. And do that a few more times. So raising the shoulders up. Squeeze the shoulder blades back. Even maybe hug the elbows together and then release down. And do that a few more times. And let's go forward. And then we'll just stretch out the neck. So bring your right ear to your right shoulder. So I'm doing the opposite to you. So right ear to right shoulder. And just breathe here. Letting go of tension in the left side of your neck. And maybe you want to add a little bit of weight. This is only an option. You don't need to do this. So no pressure, just a little bit of weight. And if it feels safe for your neck, you can wrap your left arm behind you and just catch around your right waist. But only do what feels safe and comfortable for your neck. Let's take about 4 more breaths here. And then use your right hand to press your head back up to center. Release your left arm and we'll do the other side. So reach up through the crown of your head and bring your left ear to your left shoulder. Maybe using your left hand on the right side of your head to add a little bit of weight. And option 2, reach the right arm behind your back, reaching around to your left waist. And just making more space between your right ear and your right shoulder. And breathe. Take 3 more breaths. Good, and then release your hand if it's there and press your head back up to center. Release the back arm. And then sit up nice and tall through the crown of your head and then tilt your chin in towards your chest and stretch the back of your neck, your upper back and shoulders. And if you want to add a little more weight, interlace the fingers and just place the hands at the back of the head. And breathe. 3 more breaths. Release your hands. Use your hands to press your head back up, and then we'll tilt the head back in space. So Lift the chin up, open the throat, and breathe. And release. And then let's do some circles. So tuck your chin into your chest, bring your right ear to your right shoulder, let the head fall back in space, left ear to left shoulder. And just do this a few more times, making some big circles with your head and your neck. Linking your breath with your movement. So inhaling as the head falls back in space. Exhaling as it comes forward. And let's reverse directions. Inhaling back, exhaling forward. Let's do 3 more. And then come back to center. And we'll come into our first shape. So let's start in child's pose. So just clear your mat. If you want this to be a more restorative posture, you can always place the bolster between your thighs and take child's pose resting on your bolster, your choice. Otherwise, come to sit on your heels and have the knees together and the big toes together. And take an inhale. And as you exhale, walk the hands forward. Begin to round the spine. Bring the head to your mat or to a block. So only use a block if your hips are off your heels to take the weight out of your head. And then release the arms alongside the body. Palms are facing up. And just settle in to the shape. And if for whatever reason it's more comfortable for you to have the knees slightly apart, you can separate the knees. Just make yourself comfortable. So feeling flexion in the ankles, the knees, the spine, and the hips. And feel your body relaxing and settling in to the shape for a few minutes. Feel the heads of the shoulders draping around your outer thighs. Noticing a stretch in your low back, maybe through the entire thoracolumbar area, the big muscles on either side of your spine. And relax your face, your jaw, your whole head, and releasing between the shoulder blades. And breathe, breathing in and out through your nose, just naturally. Let your breath be natural and easy. Noticing where you feel sensation in your body, keeping your attention here. Feel your belly being compressed, your abdominal organs a little squeeze. Make sure your neck isn't sinking. So tuck your chin in slightly towards your chest. Come onto the top part of your forehead and rock your forehead gently from side to side, soothing the frontal lobes of your brain. And then bring the hands under the heads of the shoulders. Start to push the floor away from you. Tuck the chin in towards the chest and slowly uncurl your spine. Take a big breath in at the top and let it go through the mouth. And one more time. Inhale and release. Okay. And we'll come into melting heart. So take tabletop position. So have the hips right over the knees and the hands under the shoulders. And let's cat-cow just for a couple of rounds. So inhale, send the sit bones up, look up, squeeze between the shoulder blades. And as you exhale, lead from the tailbone, anchoring the tailbone towards the floor, raising the belly button up, spread between the shoulder blades, and inhale into cow. Exhale into cat. Inhale. And exhale. And I'm just going to take this off because I don't think I'll be able to breathe in this pose. I keep this on. And so we'll walk the hands forward. And then keeping the hips over the knees as much as you can, walk the hands forward and begin to melt the heart towards your mat. So if this feels too much of a shoulder stretch, you can do this one arm at a time. So you can bend one arm and rest your forehead on that forearm. And I'll let you know when we're halfway through and you can swap sides. Also, option to place a block underneath your sternum, under your breastbone, or a block under your head, or both. So just make sure that your body feels safe and comfortable. And breathe. Sending the sit bones towards the sky, melting the heart down towards the earth. Option to come up onto your chin if you have that mobility. If not, just stay on your forehead. And switch sides if you are doing this one arm at a time. And we'll very slowly start to release. So begin to come down onto your belly and just rest for a moment. Rest your head on your hands, make a pillow with your hands, and just relax here. Relax the spine, relax the shoulders, relax your neck and your head. Okay. And then we'll come into one of my favorite poses, which we do often, is Sphinx. So I love how this pose makes my back feel afterwards, maybe after the end of the whole practice, maybe not necessarily directly after, but um, this is such a nice way to keep your spine healthy. So catch opposite elbows so that you have the right distance between your arms. You should be able to catch both elbows, and then option to stay like this or bring your forearms parallel to each other. And press the floor away from you with your forearms. Lift your heart up between the shoulder blades, and then let the pelvis get heavy. Relax the pelvis, relax the belly towards the floor without losing that lift between your shoulder blades. And relax the glutes, relax your legs, all the way down to your toes. And then find a position for your head and your neck that feels good in your body. So that can be just looking straight down or between the hands, looking straight ahead, or stretching the neck, tucking the chin in towards the chest. And breathe. And keeping your attention inward, guiding your breath up and down your spine as you breathe. So as you inhale, imagine the breath traveling down the spine to your tailbone. And as you exhale, feel the breath traveling up the spine to the crown of your head. Inhale, energy down. Exhale, energy back up. You want to come into seal, which is a deeper back bend. Separate the hands and lift the elbows off the floor and relax the glutes, relax the legs. This is just an option. You can always stay in Sphinx rather than taking seal. You can always walk the hands a little further forward too if um, you want to reduce the back bend, and walk the hands in towards the body if you want to increase your back bend. It's okay to let the shoulders come up towards your ears and just let the spine hang down from your shoulder girdle. Relax your face and breathe. If your elbows are up, slowly start to bring the elbows back down to the floor. Come all the way down, make a pillow with your hands, rest your forehead on your hands, and relax here. Give your hips a little rock from side to side. And slide one knee up along the floor so the knee's in line with the hip and look towards that knee. And bring the leg back to meet the other one. And let's press back into child's pose just for a few breaths to release your spine. So ease down slowly. And take any version of child's pose that you like. Arms in alongside the body or above the head. Breathe in through the nose and exhale it all through the mouth. And again. Bring the hands under the heads of the shoulders. Push the floor away from you. Slowly start to come back up. Uncurling your spine. And let's bring the legs in front and we'll come into butterfly. So the soles of the feet come together and you don't need props for this, but if you have blocks, you can use your blocks to support your head, but definitely fine to just hang in space. So if you need something under your hips so that you keep your spine straight, if you find your low back is tilting, you need something under your hips before you fold forward. So inhale, and then exhale, walk the hands forward. Release the head and the neck, the shoulders, and just be here in space, or you can use a block under your forehead. So I like to put mine, for me it works to place the block right on my heels, but that's just for my body. So make yourself as comfortable as possible. Relax your shoulders. Relax the arms and hands. Relax your neck, your face and jaw. Relax your whole head. And notice where you feel sensation in your body. Breathing into sensation, breathing space into your tissues, your fascia, muscles, into the spaces between your bones. Relax your legs, your feet, toes. And feel your low belly breathing with you. As you inhale, the belly inflates. As you exhale, belly deflates. If you're using a block, you can take the block out or just reduce the height of the block. You decide what's best for your body. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Just keep softening and relaxing with every exhale. We'll be here for about 1 more minute. So option to come a little deeper into the pose, maybe walk the hands further forward, maybe take the block out if you still have the block there, and breathe. Notice when tension starts to creep in and just keep relaxing the body, keep letting go of tension. And we'll turn the palms to face down. Very slowly start to walk the hands back in towards the hips. Uncurl your spine, close the knees like a book, and release the knees. Give them a little pump. And then just lean back on your hands and relax here. And just take a few breaths. Move your hips from side to side. Just ease out your waist. Okay. And we'll come into dragons. So if you've got blocks, grab your blocks. If you've got a cushion, grab your cushion or your folded blanket for under your knee. You may not need it, but just in case. So start in the tabletop position and we'll step the right foot forward. Slide your cushion or your blanket under your left knee. Use your blocks on either side of your front foot. And align your right knee over top of your right heel. So we're stretching the hip flexors of the left leg, so all the muscles in the front of the hip on the left side, and compressing them on the right. And breathe. So if you don't feel this enough, just walk your left knee back in space more to bring your hips closer towards the floor. And then option two, bring your hands up on top of your knee and just add a little more weight into the hips by bringing your body upright, anchoring the tailbone down towards the floor. Lift the heart, relax the shoulders down away from your ears. And breathe. Nice deep breaths for dragon. One of the most intense postures of the Yin series. And let's release the hands back down to the floor. Move your blocks, if you're using them, to the inside of the right foot. And toe heel toe the foot, the right foot over to the right. So the toes are hanging off the mat. And maybe move your left knee back in space a little more. If you're using blocks, you can rest your forearms on your blocks. If you don't have props, just rest your hands on the floor. Hands on the floor, or you can come to your forearms or somewhere in between. Come back up onto your hands and come onto the outside edge of the right foot. So just rock the sole off the floor and use your right hand to the inside of the right knee. Sorry, you can't see me very well here. But the right hand comes to the inside of the right knee and just gentle pressure, pressing the knee very carefully and gently away from the body. Maybe look up towards the ceiling. And if you like, you don't have to do this, but if you like, you can bend the left leg, catch the foot, and just give yourself a quad stretch here. We'll only be here for a couple of breaths. And release the foot, toe, heel, toe, the right foot back to center, and carefully release the right leg. Move your cushion off to the side, and you either can just step that right leg back or take downward dog and release the backs of the legs, release your hips, pedal out your feet, and breathe. And just make any movements you want. You can shift your hips from side to side, bend and straighten the elbows, just make your dog dynamic. Release the knees to the floor and sink into child's pose, just for a couple of breaths. And we'll do the other side. So we'll meet back up in a tabletop position. Move your cushion over to the right. Set your blocks up if you're using them. And we'll step the left foot forward. Slide your right knee back as far as you can so that you start to get a stretch through the right hip flexors. Slide your cushion under your knee. And line your left knee right over top of the left heel. And breathe. And feel how good it is to stretch your hip flexors. They get so tight from all the sitting that we do. So giving your hip flexors some love, some length and space. And you can stay here in baby dragon, or you can come into high flying dragon, bringing your hands on top of your left knee, lifting the heart. Keep your face soft, gaze soft. Nice deep breaths in and out through your nose. And bring the hands back down to the floor. Bring your blocks to the inside of the left foot. Toe, heel, toe your left foot to the outer edge of the mat so the toes are hanging off. And stack your blocks. Rest your forearms on your blocks. Maybe move the right knee back in space a little bit more if there's room to do that in your body. And breathe. So the head and the neck can be relaxed. Use as many props as you need to bring the floor closer to you. Or just rest on your hands or forearms if you don't have props. Bring your hands to the floor. Move your props out of the way. Come onto the outside edge of the left foot. And use your left hand to the inside of the left knee and just gently press the knee away from you, being very careful here. Maybe looking up towards the ceiling, finding a twist in your spine. And then for the last couple breaths, you don't have to do this, but option to bend the back leg, catch your foot, and bring the heel towards your hips. And then carefully release the foot, unwind, bring the sole of the foot back to the floor, toe, heel, toe, the foot back to center, and then carefully release the left leg, move your cushion out of the way, and then either just stepping that leg back or taking downward dog and giving the whole body a long stretch. Again, feel free to make any movements you like for your down dog. Lower the knees to the floor and sink back into child's pose and take a few breaths here. And bring the hands under the heads of the shoulders, press the floor away from you, uncurl your spine, come all the way up. Okay, so last week we did shoelace, and there was I was going to suggest that we do a similar version of shoelace, but like a loose version. So let's start with the left leg in front and line your left heel up with your right knee. And then sit up nice and tall. And exhale, fold forward. So you can use a block if you like to support the head. And just let the palms rest facing up. And if this is too easy for you, you just bring your left heel up onto your right knee. And if this is too hard for you, just come into a regular cross-legged position and fold forward. This is just a nice happy medium between easy pose and full square position. So you should feel this in the left glute, the left hip. And feeling a release in your back as well as your hips. And breathing normally. Feeling your belly rise and fall with every cycle of breath. Breathing space into your left glute, your left hip joint. Relax your shoulders, relax your arms, relax the neck and the head, the face. So we're here for one more minute. Maybe reduce the height of your block, come a little closer towards the floor if you like. Take 3 more breaths. And start to push the floor away from you slowly. Uncurling your spine and release the legs. Give your knees a little pump. And let's windshield wiper the legs back and forth. So nice wide feet. And just let the legs drift over to one side and then the other. Let's do that a few more times, linking your breath with your movement. Inhaling to one side, exhaling to the other. And then come back to center and we'll do the other side. So this time the right leg comes in front and the right heel, line up your right heel with the left knee. So it's like a loose version of shoelace and also a loose version of easy pose. So again, if this is too easy for you, just bring your right heel up onto your left knee. And alternatively, you can just take regular cross-legged pose, easy pose. So sit up nice and tall and exhale, fold forward. Using a block under your head if you've got one. And feeling a nice stretch through the right glute and creating space in the right hip joint. Whenever your mind floats off into a thought, just gently guide your attention back to your breath, the sensation of breath in your body, and the sensation of stretch in your body. Inhaling space and exhaling tension, relaxing the legs, relaxing the hips. Relax your shoulders. Maybe come a little bit lower, lowering the height of your block. Find your next edge. Take 3 more breaths. Turn the palms to face down and slowly start to come all the way back up. Take a big breath in at the top. Let it go through the mouth. And let's windshield wiper the legs out. Release the legs. And feet nice and wide. And bring some internal rotation back into your hip joints. And we'll come down onto our back and have a block or a bolster handy. A cushion for your head if you'd like to use that for your twist. So lay down and just take a moment and relax here. Just feel the rebound from your previous pose, relaxing the fronts of the hips, the hip flexors. We'll bend the knees, place the feet flat on the floor. Lift your hips up, move your hips over to the right 3 or 4 inches and lower them back down. Straighten the left leg along the floor. Pick up your right foot, so one-legged supine twist, and then guide the right leg over towards your prop or to the floor. Bring your arms into a T shape or a cactus shape. And breathe here. If a one-legged supine twist is a little too intense, feel free to just bend the bottom leg and stack your knees. Feeling a wringing action through your whole body, like you're being wrung out like a dishcloth, squeezing out any last bits of tension in your spine, through your upper body, your low back. And just relax your feet and your legs. Relax your whole body. Relax your face, your jaw, the space between your eyebrows. Your next inhale, draw your navel towards your spine and slowly start to unwind, bringing your right knee back to center. Bring your hips back to center. And then stretch out the whole spine. Give the spine some length in between sides. Always good to stretch out the spine after a twist. And we'll do the other side. So move your block over to your right side or your bolster to your right side. Bend the knees. Lift your hips and slide the hips over to the left. Lower the hips down. Straighten the right leg. Pick up the left foot and guide the leg over towards the right. And maybe first land on a prop to start, block or a bolster. And then your arms come into a T shape, hands at shoulder height. Option to look away from the left knee, looking towards your left fingertips. That feels safe for your neck. And guide your left shoulder towards the floor, reaching through the left fingertips. And let your body soften. Relax your whole body. From the tips of your toes to the crown of your head. Let go. At any time, you can take your prop out and see how that feels. If it's too deep of a stretch, just pop the prop back in. Relax the legs. Relax the glutes. Soften your belly. Soften your heart space. Relax your jaw. Take 3 more breaths. And very slowly start to move your left leg back to center. Bring your hips back to center and give your spine a nice big stretch. And release. Hug your knees in towards your chest and rock from side to side. Massage your low back into the floor. Make some circles with your knees one way and circles with your knees the other way. And we'll set up for Shavasana. So if you are feeling a little cool, put on another layer, find a blanket, and find all the props you like to use for Shavasana. So a pillow for your head, a bolster underneath the thigh side of your knees, and get as comfortable as you can make yourself. Have the feet away from each other, arms away from the body. Slide the shoulders down away from the ears and slide the shoulder blades in towards the spine so that the heads of the shoulders are drifting down towards your mat. Lengthen the back of your neck. Chin is slightly lower than your forehead. Allow your lips to part slightly. Relax your eyes. Relax all the muscles around your eyes. And feel the eyes falling back into their sockets. Feel your brain relaxing and drifting to the back of your head. Relax your scalp, the sides of your head, the back of your head. Relax your inner ears, your outer ears. Release the tongue from the roof of your mouth. Relax your neck, all four sides of your neck. Relax the shoulders, your upper arms, elbows, forearms, wrists, tops of your hands, palms of your hands, all your fingers and thumbs. Relax your upper back, mid back, low back. Relax your heart, your stomach, low belly. Relax your hips. Feel the space in your hip joints. Linger here for a moment. Relax the tops of your thighs, backs of your thighs, sides. Relax your knees, the whole knee joint behind the knees. Feel space behind your knees. Relax your shins, calves, ankles, tops of your feet, soles of your feet, and all your toes. Relax your whole body completely. Slowly begin to deepen your breath, gently waking the body up with breath. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Gently rock your head from side to side. Rotate your wrists and your ankles a few times one way, a few times the other way. Then reach your arms above your head. Give yourself one last long stretch. Release it with a sigh. Bend your knees. Roll over to your right side. Use your arm as a pillow and just take a moment on your side. Straighten your top leg, press into the left hand. Slowly start to come up. Head comes up last. And find something to sit on, a cushion or a block. Finding a comfortable seat. Rest your hands on your legs. Sink down into the earth. Lift up, reaching the crown of the head towards the sky. And just pause here and notice how you feel in your body. Maybe you feel a little bit different than when you first arrived. And tuning back into that sense of being bathed in pure consciousness, pure love. And feeling as though there aren't any boundaries between your inner world and your outer world. It's all one and the same, that we are all one and the same. Find your breath. Let's rub the hands together. Create a little fire between your palms. And once you've found some heat, cup your palms over your eyes. And then wash your face, your neck, Bring your hands to your heart center. Lift your heart up into your thumbs. Bow your head to your heart. And take this feeling with you off your mat and into the rest of your evening. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. Namaste.